Welcome back to Great Day Live. It has been a fun morning at the cafe at Paristown, and we have been hanging out with all of the ExCel Award winners. It is truly inspiring to see what kind of memories and what work they're really doing in their classroom. And now I am with Jennifer Arnold. You have been teaching preschool for 14 years. It is so great to have you on the show today.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
And so you have been teaching over at Rineyville Elementary School. And so have you always taught there? Talk a little bit about your teaching journey.
So I actually started off as an instructional assistant in the district, did that for 4 years, and then got my teaching degree and moved down to the southern end of the county at Creekside Elementary. Was there for 2 years and then moved up to Rineyville, and I've been there for the last 12.
That is awesome. And so you are a preschool teacher, and I'm sure that is just a fun time in that classroom.
It is. We are always having fun and learning through that play and fun.
Mm-hmm. And the interview that you did for your ExCelebration, you kind of talked about how preschool teachers, they don't really get the recognition that they really deserve because these are the fundamental skills that you are teaching in your classroom. So why is it just so important to kind of recognize those preschool teachers as well as the grades K through 12?
Yes, so when you think preschool, a lot of people think that we babysit or that we're playing all day. And while our students are playing, we are learning through that play. We are building those foundational skills, teaching them social skills, how to interact with one another, how to walk in the hallway, all of those things before they get into kindergarten so that they can be more successful through their elementary career and on through the rest of their school career.
Yeah, so take me back. Do you remember like your very first day of teaching?
That was a long time ago. I definitely was young and new, and we had a lot of fun, and we did things. It was a first for me as well as a first for them that year. So we made it through it, and we had lots of fun together. My first group actually graduated this past school year, and I was able to shoot an email to them, sent them their first day picture on their final day of their senior year, which was super special.
I had a teacher that did that for me. It was my third grade teacher, and she actually sent out, I think it was like a little goodie bag with a picture of me back in third grade. I cried because I'm like, oh my gosh, she remembered me. And those are the exact same probably feelings that that very first class got when they got that email from you.
I hope so. I got responses from a few of them that they remembered our time together. And, you think as a preschool teacher that sometimes maybe the kids won't remember what you did, but I think that they do.
Yeah. So over these past couple of years, how has your class kind of evolved? What is like your fundamental teaching method, or what things do you like to do in your classroom?
I like to thematic teach. I like to teach by the theme, but also keep it standards based. So anything that's interesting to the students and engaging to them, we're going to jump right in and do in our classroom.
Yeah. What is something like a super fun memory that you had this year?
This year, a fun memory that we had was the eagles in California, Big Bear Valley. Jackie and Shadow laid eggs, and our students got to watch the eggs hatch. And then each day, as we would, be ready to head to the playground, we would check on the baby eagles. And then I was able to bring in a stuffed eagle into our classroom and bring the eagles into the learning and the care. The students got to take care of little baby stuffed eagles and different things. So just making something that is a natural thing happening that lots of people are watching, bringing it into our classroom and getting the students to really engage and learn more about nature and different life cycles and things. It was a super fun activity that we did.
Yeah, right now a lot of parks are doing summer camps. I actually got to go to the Parklands a couple weeks ago, so that story is going to air here on Great Day Live in just a couple of weeks. But I think building those fundamentals, like you mentioned, it is so important, like getting kids out in nature, because that could just spark and literally plant a seed if something happens. So who is this that just joined us?
This is my husband, Michael.
Hey, Michael. So glad that you are with us today. It's an ExCelebration, as we've been calling it all morning. So what was your reaction when you found out that she won this big award?
Of course, she deserves it. That she, lives and breathes education, and I knew it was something that she deserved.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm sure coming home, it could be a lot to watch those little munchkins every day, and I mean, you kind of see that every day too, but I mean, it probably is just so rewarding to you.
It is, and bringing home things like he always has to ask, is this for school or is this for home? So he's definitely been a part of the classroom as well.
I mean, I'm sure she brings home all sorts of things like grade papers and whatnot. What's been the wildest thing, or maybe the funniest thing she's ever brought home from her classroom?
I would have to say stuffed horses. She does a lot lot with the Derby. So all summer long she's sewing horses, and yeah, we have a lot of horse-shaped fabric at the house.
Now you got to tell me more. What do you do during Derby season?
So we do a big Derby festival. I actually host 11 classrooms at our community park, and I put together activities with like the balloon. I have made a big balloon. We do the Tour de Lou with tricycle races and all that. But we run a preschool Derby, and we make each of our students a pillow that's horse shaped, and they get to pick their fabric and they get to name it, and we put their names on it and all of the things. So every student that has been through my class in probably the last 10 years has a pillow shaped horse that they get to keep as keepsakes.
Oh, I remember, because I'm not from here originally, so I don't have a horse-shaped pillow, but that would have been really cute if I did have one. But I even have some of those crafts that I made. I remember doing a pumpkin where you take a toilet paper roll, and you have some orange fabric and stuff it in the top, and I just remember doing stuff like that. So what else do you kind of do in your classroom that is kind of like a signature, if you will, in your classroom?
I would say another signature for us is we have a chicken coop in our classroom during the farm unit. It's just a cardboard box with some fake eggs in it. But the chickens show up, and then the eggs show up, and then they have letters on them, and they get to pull them out and identify letters and identify sounds. I read a book one time that had a little snake that showed up in the book, so a snake shows up in our chicken coop, and it becomes a whole thing, and our whole school gets involved. The snakes might show up in the office, and the preschoolers go and help the office ladies. So that's a very fun activity that we do as well.
Oh my goodness, has she always been this creative?
Yes. Yeah, I'm disappointed I'm not in her class. They have a lelecprechaun that shows up in the year. They've got a rabbit that comes in. All kinds of fun stuff. Gingerbread man.
Oh my gosh. So when she's kind of coming up with these concepts to do in her classroom, are you like the guinea pig? Did she ever like kind of test them out on you first before she brings them into class?
No, she comes up with all that just off the top of her head.
Oh my goodness. So really though, I mean, it sounds like you just have a ball in your class, but really what inspired you to be a teacher? Was it like a certain memory in school?
I did grow up with some really great educators. The superintendent for our district was my third grade teacher long ago. But I had two hardworking parents that really encouraged. I'm the baby of six, all six of us, to further our education and have a career. And then I had an aunt who worked in childcare. And then my peers would, even as we were growing up, be like, your aunt was my daycare teacher. And I remember that and how much they loved having that connection with her. And I hope that I'm that connection for some students.
Yeah. What does it mean to be an excellent teacher?
I mean, you just have to love all the students and really believe in everyone, especially in my specialty of preschool. Our children may have developmental delays or needs or, be at risk for being a little bit behind. So just believing that all students can learn and making an environment where they all feel loved and supported.
Yeah, that is so important. School can be so stressful. And I mean, for preschoolers, this is their first time away from mom and dad.
Yeah.
So making them feel comfortable is so important. And I think really taking the time to build those relationships, even at a young age. So what are some of those ways that you kind of, especially like the first couple of weeks of school, that you really make those students really comfortable in the classroom?
Yeah, so we actually start our school year going on home visits with all of our students. So I go into all of their homes so that they get to meet me in a place that is, familiar to them and with their families. And then we just become a family in our classroom. We talk about emotions and feelings, and it's okay to be sad that you're not with mom, but you're safe here. So we just do a lot of emotional learning, social emotional learning, and building that family foundation from the start. And then they feel more and more comfortable being in our classroom.
Yeah, that is so important. Is that something kind of new that you guys started implementing, like those home visits? Because I've never heard of that before.
For preschool, that's been a state regulation for as long as I've been in the program. So we do a beginning of year home visit and an end of year home visit.
Okay, kind of keep the parents kind of tapped into, which is equally as important. So what are you most looking forward to next year, or just like the several years ahead of teaching? Like where do you see like some fun things kind of in the works, some new technology? Because you have $1,000 to spend in your classroom. So what are some of those things that you're kind of looking forward to?
Definitely looking forward to just making memories with more students, making school a fun experience for them, engaging them in meaningful learning, using some of my money to enhance my science center so that we have more experiences in STEM and getting them started with that at even younger ages.
Yeah, well, thank you both so much for coming in today. Enjoy the rest of your breakfast. And again, you're doing such great work, and congratulations again.
Thank you.